It is at that time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is the Blue and Gold Show, brought to you by Coast Central Credit Union, and your host for the show, Mad Dog John Horner.
Wow, that was a good intro. I like it, Mikey.
I'm setting the table for you.
It's that homecoming night. I like it.
It's homecoming.
A little extra for us today.
And not only that, we got the big parade thing going on at 145.
Parade at 145 downtown.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the big show right now in Del Norte County. Well, Warrior fans, it's another edition of the Blue and Gold Show, brought to you by Coast Central Credit Union. In the studios with me today are starting tight end and special team specialist Connor Long, and sitting next to him is one of Del Norte's lockdown defensive backs, Nick Freeman. Both part of the 4-1 Del Norte Warrior varsity football team. Good morning, fellas. I want to give you guys each an opportunity to give a shout out to the family back at home. Not back at home, but actually at home listening. Connor, you want to say hi?
Hi, Mom, Dad. I made it.
And Nick.
All right. Good morning, Mom and Dad.
I love it. I made it. I made it on the radio. Or more like I made it on time. I'm guessing that was more the idea. I made it out of bed before 6. Well, last week the Warriors went to a hostile environment in Klamath Falls, where they got handed their first loss of the season, falling to the Mazama Vikings by a final score of 21-14. The game was tied at the half before turnovers and penalties stymied the Warriors in the second half, leading to their first loss of their young season. Very hostile environment. They had AC/DC rocking between each timeout, each half, and the crowd was truly into the game. A great high school atmosphere, but the Warriors came up short on the road. Connor, what stands out to you the most when it comes to that loss last week?
They came out prepared and they came out physical, more physical than us, and it was a hard-fought battle, but they ended up on top. I think if we play that game 10 times, we win 5 and they win 5.
Well, absolutely. I thought it was very well matched. Going into the game, though, you watched a lot of the film. Did you guys think you had the upper hand going into that game?
Yes, we thought we had the upper hand going into the game.
If you prepared for them again, would it be a little bit more intense?
It would be more intense and more lockdown at practice. I think we'd be a lot more disciplined going into another game if we played them again.
One thing about high school sports is it comes to a lot of emotions and a lot of being on a roll. So a loss in the mid-season doesn't always hurt a team. Sometimes they grow more from it. So I think the loss to K Falls, even though it was a disappointing loss, sometimes we can get a lot from it. Nick, defensively, what surprised you about that Mazama team last week? Did they do anything different than you thought they were going to do? Defensively, they ran pretty much the same scheme that we figured they were going to run. They ran an option, they ran beer, and they beat us off the ball. It was a solid whooping. A whooping is definitely something you could call it in a lot of different ways. But there was a lot of times that defensively that they seemed to own the edge of the field. And was that something you guys were prepared for? We expected them to run to the outside. I thought we prepared for it. I guess that they beat us. They prepared also, right? They beat us. They were hungry from last year's loss to us here, and they came out and they showed it. They remembered us from last year. Well, that's what's great about a rivalry like that. And I hope we continue that rivalry, because when you go home next year, those juniors that are on the team are going to remember that, and hopefully we can get revenge next year against Mazama. Once again, great tradition, great football program in Mazama. Del Norte just fell short. Well, Connor, we always mention the front 5 of the offensive line. I'm truly guilty of that also, but I need to give you your mad props, my friend. On a team that runs the ball the majority of the time, sometimes the tight end gets lost in the shuffle. How has it been to be part of the front line that is so dominant this season?
It's been super fun. All those guys hit the weight room really hard in the off season. So did I. And it's fun to come out there and show people what we can do. And defense is what we can do.
Well, we talk a lot about that front line. They're pretty good size, right? And they work out a lot. Yeah. You come in a little bit on the skinny side, right? Freeman, a little bit skinny. So what do you bring to that table on that front line that makes you be able to be such a big part of it?
Long extension with my arms. And I'm a fast polar on a good play we have.
Gotcha. Nick, I've been critical of you at times and the DBs, but I'm here to tell you today that you guys have been rock solid the last 3 weeks, and I believe the X factor in many of the games. What kind of preparation and demand do the defensive backs have going into each week to prepare?
Week in, week out, we're watching film. We're paying attention to their routes, how they run them, their get-offs, what formations they run, and what routes they run out of the formations, how they block, what their assignments are, when they're crashing, just everything we could look at.
Well, absolutely. So when you get ready for a team like Moreau Catholic, which was a tough one off the get-go, a lot of speed, and then you turned around with the LaSalle team that you didn't really have a lot of tape on, was it hard to prepare for a team like LaSalle when it came to having a lack of tape?
Preparing for LaSalle because we had a lack of tape, I think a big part of it was just our confidence. You got to keep your confidence up on the field, especially being a DB because you're out there on an island. You're all by yourself. You got nobody to help you 99% of the time. And confidence is a key part in just keeping your cool and making sure that, you don't get beat.
Right. So lockdown situation when it came to Mazama. What was your guys' philosophy when it came to the defensive backs? And what's your relationship with the other DBs when it comes to, Caleb Price that sometimes gets caught watching butterflies in the defensive backfield?
My relationship with DBs is pretty tight. All we got to do is just keep picking each other up and staying each other and making sure that we're all there and playing for one another.
I tell you what, Caleb's made some good plays from the defensive backfield. Smart football player, along with Gio and you. At the beginning of the year, a lot of question marks because you guys haven't had big roles in the past. But all three of you guys have stepped up, and my hats off go to you guys. And down the stretch here, you guys got St. Bernard's coming up. I bet you guys already are thinking about that game. Thrapp, one of the best receivers in the North Coast sections. It's going to be a tough task for you guys.
Yeah, it'll be a tough one, but I think we're up for it. As long as we're confident and we prepare well and we stay on top of it and we don't let anything get in our heads, then I think that we'll be ready for him.
Not to be looking forward, but he's averaging 4 touchdowns a game right now, Freeman.
For now, he is.
Right now, he is. That's what I like to hear. Well, Warrior fans, it's homecoming night. We got a parade at 1:45 tonight. I believe we'll have fireworks tonight for the homecoming game. JV game starts at 5. Varsity at 7:30. Should be a great night at Mike Whalen Field. We'll be back in just a moment to chat about tonight's game and the Fortuna Huskies.
Hi, Crescent City. I'm Robert Machado, manager of Coast Central Credit Union. Do you want free checking? We've got it with e-statements. Coast Central makes it easy and pays higher interest rates too. Plus, we have online banking and mobile banking, competitive loans, retirement planning, and much more. Experience the credit union difference. Personalized service that can't be beat. Come find out why we've been voted best financial institution for so many years. We're located at 660 L Street or visit us at coastccu.org.
Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Amazing. It's kind of like being showered with cash from above, which would also be pretty amazing. It's so amazing that millions of people a year are getting their cash back matched. They just can't get enough. So whether it's raining down on your head or raining into your bank account, it's your cash back, and Discover is matching it. Discover Cashback Match. What are you waiting for? Learn more at discover.com/match.
It's here! Kohl's lowest prices of the season. Prices so low, no coupons needed. Levi's, 40 to 50% off. Women's tops, $6.99. Kids' Carter's tops, 60% off. Athletic shoes for the family, $39.99 and under. Toastmaster Kitchen Electrics, $9.99. The Big One bath towel or pillow, $2.99. Plus, get $5 Kohl's cash for every $25 spent. It's the lowest prices of the season, Wednesday through Sunday at Kohl's. Select styles. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Welcome back to the Blue and Gold Show, brought to you by Coast Central Credit Union. And tonight, Del Norte faces a familiar foe as the Fortuna Huskies come to town for a non-conference matchup. Coach Bimbo and the Huskies have their backs against the wall with a 1-3 record so far in a must-win game for them to keep their playoff hopes alive. Connor, you will be getting the nod tonight to start at defensive end. Are you excited, and how do you prepare for this Husky team?
I'm super excited to play defensive end. It's a new position to me this week, and learning it this whole week, and I really like the position, and I'm excited to go out there and play.
You played a lot of defense this year in the aspect of there's only 20 players on the team. A couple men go down last week. Kobe Mitchell will be out tonight. Timmy Thompson's back. Great to see him. Kai Ball gets some playing time tonight for the first time of the season. So a lot of times next man up. How's that feel for you? And do you feel some kind of responsibility stepping into those shoes?
I definitely feel a responsibility in knowing what the starters know on defense and always being prepared in every position possible when I need to go in.
Nick, for the second week in a row, you'll be facing a run-first team. How does a DB prepare for this kind of team?
We just got to make sure that we keep our heads in the game. We can't get tired. We can't get lazy. We got to make sure that we are pass first always, but checking down for run. Can't get beat, but we can't give up on the run either. Got to hold the outside.
You know, we talk about the second week in a row, a run-first team, but this team brings a little bit different element than a team like Mazama does, don't they?
Yes, they do. These guys they know what they're doing with the football, and they're not afraid to throw it. They're going to come out, they're going to toss a few, but they're definitely going to try and run the ball on us too, so we just got to be ready for both.
Well, when you're looking at a Fortuna team, or when you're looking at a Mazama team, you got probably a handful of plays that they have, and they ran them well. When you look at this Fortuna team, how big is their playbook? Their playbook is huge. They've got so many different formations and so many different plays to run out of them, and same plays from different formations. It's a confusing offense to get down. Well, Coach Bimbo has had a bye week to prepare for this Warriors, and everyone in Huskyland understand how important this non-conference matchup is tonight. Connor, back at you. I'm going to talk to you a little bit. One of the biggest standouts when it comes to special teams. You've done a great job. How do you prepare for this Coach Bimbo team that on special teams sometimes has been the difference in games, especially when it comes to Fortuna Del Norte? What are you guys prepared for tonight? And do you expect some trickery when it comes to their special teams? We've been looking at special teams a lot, and we've been just practicing staying in our lanes and being able to converge over onto the ball. I feel like our special teams have gotten a lot better throughout the year, and we've really built up. So, yeah. Well, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to a great game tonight, and I'm stoked you guys have navy blue on today. Even Mike's got navy blue on. Royal blue's not okay today, right? I can't have royal blue. My daughter even knows the difference in her blues is Fortuna blue and Del Norte blue. So, folks, when you put your blue and gold on today, take that into consideration. No royal blue today on blue and gold. We got to have navy blue. What do you got, Nick? Absolutely. Navy blue and gold. Yes, sir. There's no other options, and no green. No neon. No neon green. No Seattle Seahawks colors. No Seahawks. Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you very much for coming out this morning, getting up this early. Homecoming today. We got the parade at 1:45. It's a walking parade. They're all going to walk down 3rd Street and Front Street. So get out to the parade route and wear your blue and gold, navy blue and gold. Can I wear what I'm wearing? No. No, absolutely not. No, he needs to put that hat on back behind him that's never been worn. You have to burn that hoodie. Mike's got his Seahawk shirt on, so it's blue. Nick says you got to burn it. So Nick being a 49er fan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the 49ers are 3-0. What do you think Coach Fazza think about that Seahawk shirt? I think he's going to tell you to burn it too. All right. These guys are rattling, getting you, Mike. Yeah, all right, beating up on me. Thanks for having us this morning, Mikey. And like I said, JV game 5 o'clock, varsity 7:30. 5:30 or 5? It's 5. It's 5. All right. Okay. We're going to go with 5. All right. 5 o'clock. Get out, enjoy the fun, and have a good time, fellas. Thanks for coming. Thank you for having us. Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks for being there. I appreciate it. Big game tonight. And, of course, wear your colors at the parade at 1:45. 1:45. Downtown. And I believe we're going to have fireworks at halftime, so it should be a good time. All right. Sounds good. All right. All right, friend. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. All right. That is it for the Blue and Gold Show. It's brought to you by Coast Central Credit Union here on 97.9 K-Pod Country. You can get the podcast a little bit later on at DelNorteSports.com.